Hi there, this is John Hyman from Commercial Real Estate Online. The website to contact us is commercial-realestate-training.com, and there's always ideas there to help you in commercial real estate. When I say commercial, I actually mean office, industrial and retail. So right now, I'd like to focus on one particular topic, and that is shopping centre leasing. Because in this market, there's a lot of change going on with shopping centres, with the tenancy mix, and of course there's vacancies around. So if you manage or lease a shopping centre, how do you start with the process? How do you start with the analysis? Well, I'm going to give you a plan here that can help you with your particular steps forward in a shopping centre leasing plan. So get ready with your notes, and of course, make sure that you've got the items covered that I'm going to give you in your leasing plan. So I've split these down into three particular topics here for you. And when you look at it, you can see that there is the vacancy exposure to think about and understand, the cash flow expectations of the landlord, and the property market conditions. So these three things will help you match yourself into the leasing strategy for the shopping centre. Now, make no mistake, there's going to be vacancies there. That's what's going on because a lot of businesses are shifting, changing. Some are going online. And of course, that creates a different pattern of shopping with customers. And some customers are very happy to buy certain products from online. So that means the shopping centre tenancy mix strategy changes. Shopping centres will never go away. Make no mistake with that. They are an experience for people. People like to spend money when they have that money. And of course, shopping centres give that entertainment, that experience, that value to them. So the tenancy mixes will change within shopping centres over the next 12 months, 2 years, and that's fine. As specialists, we are the leasing specialists to help with that change and find the right tenants for the tenancy mix. So let's go through this. I'll give you the three topics, and of course you can expand on these for your particular shopping centre. So here we go. We'll go into the first one, vacancy exposure. So what I want you to do here with that particular shopping centre you're involved in, with management and or leasing, is look at these particular issues. Number one is always the lease expiry dates to understand what's coming up by way of lease expiry. And that will be in the next 18 months to 2 years, because some of those tenants will require a degree of planning because they may be leaving, they may want to do other things. So look out 18 months to 2 years, understand the tenants that are coming up for expiry, and then create a visual calendar of those expiry dates. Then you've got to look at the tenancy mix review. So when you review the tenancy mix, there are many different things there for you to focus into. I've got them here for you and I'll cover on them right now. So the merchandise groups, that's the different types of tenants in the property, the clusters of the tenants near the doorways, the critical dates which will be relevant to each lease with each tenant. Then there may be some expansion and contraction requirements, and each lease will have certain lease terms and conditions. So those things then lead you into the property business plan, the decisions you've already made regards leasing for the property. Then you should get your tenant interviews started, and your tenant retention plan should be reviewed as well. And you should have one of those because it will have changed over the last 6 to 12 months. Have a look at the tenancy shop fronts, the presentation, the way in which customers are encouraged to enter into the property. And then, of course, analyse your vacancy factors, as I mentioned a short while ago. So that's the tenancy mix review. Understand that for what it is. It's quite important. It's quite essential. So once you've done that, have a look at the priority tenants, the major tenants particularly. But once you've done that, understand the stability there, whether they need to change or shape their occupancy. Look at the specialty tenants around that. And of course, understand the A, B and C grade tenants. From that process, you can then understand any contraction, expansion or relocation requirements with your specialties. So once you've done that, then you should understand the particular merchandise groups that you've got there. And they are these: entertainment, leisure, fashion, food, general type tenants, service tenants perhaps, services are over here, the major stores, the lifestyle tenants and health and beauty. So there's many different issues there to think about as part of understanding the tenancy mix. So once you've done that, and you've got your priorities sorted and your priority tenants and the merchandise groups that I've mentioned, then you go into the cash flow expectations of the landlord. So they will have some budgeted rents that you need to think about, and the budgeted rents will be the effective rent, the face rent. Face rent is loaded for an incentive. Then you've got the gross rent and the net rent, and also understand the incentives you've got to give out in this particular market. So they are the budgeted rents and the actual rents going on at the moment, and they'll have to change anyway. So once you understand the budgeted rents, you can make recommendations about changing them. Then you look at the market rents that are going on in your area for retail type leasing. Then have a look at the property operational outgoings, because in some cases those outgoings will be recovered from the leases. So understand the pressures there, because the tenants have to pay for some of that stuff, and that can be a challenge for them at the moment. Then of course you look at the status of the tenant retention plan, and that will be something you've established as part of the business plan for the asset. See how it's going, see if it's working, see if it's not working, see what changes you have to bring into play. So that was part of the cash flow expectations from the landlord, all of those things. Then you've got the property market conditions. So where do you start with that? Well, number one is the competing properties. Check them out, see what's going on there with vacancies, tenants moving, etc. And maybe you can pull some tenants from other properties into your property. Now look at the supply and demand for leased space in retail, because it is changing. Some retail tenants are highly successful in this market, others not so. So look at the segments that are active and those that will continue to be active. And you'll need to consider your incentives on offer for the particular lease strategy within the shopping centre. So going further, from the previous points, you've then got to consider the lease term on offer, the lease terms you're going to offer tenants in this market. And you should be able to analyse your retail sales by merchandise group if you're tracking your turnover numbers within the merchandise groups, within the shopping centre. That will tell you something about sales. Hopefully they're going up, of course, within certain merchandise groups. And then you'll have some targeted tenants that you'll need to find. And there'll be groups that you have to pull in from outside. They might be franchise brands, retail brands, merchandise groups, that sort of thing. So, in brief, that is the shopping centre leasing plan. That's where you need to start. That's what you need to do to get somewhere in your overall leasing strategy in your retail shopping centre management and leasing today. So understand it for what it is, and of course go out there and manage the changes in this retail market, and of course optimise your shopping centre tenancy mix. This is John Hyman. Catch me at the website commercial-realestate-training.com. Catch you soon.